The mean of the following distribution is 18. Find the frequency f of the class 19 to 21. So in this question we've been given the mean of the data and asked to work backwards in order to calculate a missing frequency. Let's recall the process for calculating the mean of a grouped frequency table. First, we find the midpoint of each class by averaging out its endpoints. So for example, for the first class, we add 11 and 13 together, divide by 2, and it gives 12. The midpoints are therefore 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, and 24. As the data have been grouped, we don't know the exact values of the original data, so these midpoints give an estimate of each value within the class. For each class, we then multiply its midpoint by its frequency. This gives 36, 84, 144, 234, 20F, 110, and 96. Notice that for the class with the missing frequency, the value of the midpoint multiplied by the frequency is in terms of f. The next step is to find the sum of all of the midpoints multiplied by their frequencies, which gives an estimate of the sum of all the data values. Remember that this notation here, which is the symbol for the Greek letter sigma, means sum. Now you may have to use perhaps a column addition method to add all of those values together, but it simplifies to 704 plus 20f. So remember, this sum gives an estimate of the sum of all of the data values. The next step in calculating the mean is to divide by the total frequency. So we have 3 plus 6 plus 9 plus 13 plus f plus 5 plus 4. This simplifies to give the expression 40 plus f. So this is how the mean for this distribution would be calculated. But remember, we already know that the mean of this distribution is 18, so we can set this expression equal to 18 and it gives us an equation. To find the value of f, we just need to solve this equation. Now the first step is to eliminate the denominator on the left side of the equation, so we multiply both sides by 40 plus f, giving 704 plus 20f is equal to 18 multiplied by 40 plus f. To find 18 multiplied by 40, we can first find 18 multiplied by 4 by doubling 18 and then doubling it again. 18 multiplied by 2 is 36, and then multiplying by 2 gives 72. So if 18 multiplied by 4 is 72, then 18 multiplied by 40 is 720. And expanding the bracket, so multiplying the second term by 18 as well, gives 720 plus 18f. So now we have a relatively straightforward equation to solve, but it's got f's on both sides. So the first step is going to be to group all of the f's on the same side of the equation. We're going to subtract 18f from each side. Doing so gives 704 plus 2f is equal to 720. Right, we're nearly there with solving this equation. The next step is to subtract 704 from each side, giving 2f is equal to 16. The final step is just to divide both sides of this equation by 2, and this gives f is equal to 8. So the frequency of the class 19 to 21 is 8.